Alright guys, we're going to go over the games from tonight. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do all three. It's almost 4 in the morning for me, so I'm kind of deciding how many of these I want to do. So we'll get into it and see how I'm feeling as I go. You guys did a really good job throughout the games of remaining level-headed and not tilting during the games and trying to work through when we were in bad situations. This game was the only game that we lost, the first game we lost. But you guys, we started off pretty poorly, and then you guys made a few good adjustments and plays in the game and turned it around quite well. We had already talked about like our focus going into the start of this was a little rough, but it got better as we kept playing. Game two and three is evidence of that too. Something you're gonna notice here central is once you get to like your raptors and red side, the enemy jungler actually pings where you are, and that's something that we want you to grow into being able to do as well. Um, just to help track, you'll see it on the mini map here very shortly, because they have no vision of you or anything along those lines. I think it's right after you blow or you finish the chickens. He just knows where you are based on both your timings, so he'll ping you out. Right now, he just pings you right there. So that's something that you're gonna need to just really grow into. It'll really help you and the team. You specifically in matchups that you need time to scale to get better, to be able to gank and 2v2 and everything along those lines. So full AD count for melee champions this game. Same thing for them. They had 4 melee champions. Our team fighting could have been different, where we could have just basically all in their Caitlyn because of Peridian's ultimate can have him as well fly up there um, if he morks. But there's a we get behind in the early parts, and then we make a few good team fights to come back. But the first couple like dragon fights and everything is a little rough. This is a good first blood by you guys. Remember to communicate if you're going to flash there, because if one of you flashes and the other one doesn't, they hesitate. It can end up being that the person gets away and then we waste the summoner. So make sure we're communicating that in every gank, in every situation, if whether you're in the lane helping central or central himself. So second buffs are coming up right now in about 40 seconds. So this is something we, as always, can be communicating. We know he started on the red side, so we should know that he will most likely be on that side in a little while. This is an interesting lane, the Galio Caitlyn. I feel like you were a little too aggressive in the one part Mystic where it was just you and Central versus 2 people in the lane, but you knew that their jungler was right around the corner as well, and I think you both end up dying. This is what I was mentioning to you. Same thing for Peridian. Sometimes you guys can just chill out. Like that third game, you guys did a good job of getting a lead, but then we were making plays on the other side of the map. You guys should just have chilled out. And when you do a gank like this too, Central, when if Alex tells you that you're basically not warded, even though you get spotted here, when you come around this side, you should be throwing the ult before you're completely in vision, because you're giving him time to react. because it'll give him less vision of the alt if there's no vision here like this doesn't have. So he spots you on the ward, which is fine. But once you come around that corner, like you should just be like throwing it now basically. You should be queuing and throwing it now to chain the stun to make it a lot more likely that you guys would get a potential kill here. And worst case scenario, you still get his flash. But the fact you walk into the lane, like, so he sees vision of you for like a good 1.5, 2 seconds now, and we've already used the stun from Alex. Like, he's just waiting for the animation to flash. So do it when you're coming from the fog of war, in case there's no vision there. But still, regardless, a good gank. Whenever you get an advantage like this too, Alex, though, you don't have to hard shove the wave. Just zone him a little bit. Let him miss some creeps instead of just shoving it right into his turret, because that's where he wants to be right now. Because we don't have an easy dive with just you and Central, unless his ult's down, which it is right now. So. And then you got your ward up. Good. Going to go ward now. Something you should work on too whenever you're hard shoving, this is especially on the red side, is how you would go, you have gone down here and warded a few times, but you should go and kill this plant. Just takes away one of his options for getting over to you, so this ward becomes more efficient, because now he would have to EQ to get here first and then run at you with his ult, and then your disengage is a lot simpler. So just think of that, since you are hard shoving the waves, you should be looking to get rid of this plant and even potentially move your vision down further. Your ward here is fine, but you need to get rid of this plant. This is specifically on red side. And he even thought about going back too. Like, as soon as you use your dash is when he decides to come over the wall. So as soon as you did that, that's when he hits the plant. And when you saw him, you probably should have saved the second part of your E. I don't think it would have timed out. So you could have used that and your flash potentially get away. I'm not sure if the cooldown would have lasted long enough though. So now it's like dead even right now. This is where they start to slowly snowball. So this is every part of the game right now. Your wave is shoving right now, so you need to shove this so it goes in. And then more importantly, Grant, you can go assist getting this crab that's down here now. So that should be your objective right now, is just getting your minions in a better spot so you can go assist at the scuttle. You got a solo kill, it's good. This is a gank that you went too early on as well, Mystic. You guys gotta bait ganks better too. Like, I'm pretty sure this gank you guys said they don't have any vision in the river. I'm almost positive I remember hearing you guys say that. So if that's the case, then don't, like, this is shoving towards us. Don't fucking let them know to get uncomfortable. You gotta just let it bait. You guys can chain your CC. It's incredible amounts of CC. You gotta just relax. Like, you're absolutely letting him know. Like, look how far away he is. This is out of control. This is a free kill if he gets here first and he's the one that initiates it, or you start it when he's basically here. But now that we're doing this, they're just gonna get away, and then on top of that, we haven't seen the jungler in a minute, so now they get to do the 3 versus 2 first, and Prydian just dies. And I believe this is where you also re-engage when it's basically 2 versus 3, which is another mistake. You just gotta relax. And we also need to announce, like, from Grant's perspective, Grant has made the decision after he killed Yasuo to take plates instead of coming down to join with his ultimate, which could have been an option as well for you, Grant, but we just need to announce it that you're not roaming down there, you're going for plates, or announce that you're roaming down as well. So then you guys can wait for Central and Grant to be here. So then this is where you engage again, but like you know that he's here still, and Gallia is not far. And the communication of this is disjointed again. You went without Central knowing. Central wanted to back up, and then Central comes in because he doesn't want to leave you. Same thing happens to you because you're support. But now you guys are just getting fucked. So only one of you died. But it's still, there's no reason for us to have engaged there. Just need to relax. Our back timings would have been better than theirs too, because of, look at it from that perspective. So we just, they just made a really nice counter gank basically, which ended up being just a regular gank because we went too early. But now that Peridian's dead, and Yasuo is also dead here, we have the actual advantage on back timings for Dragon. So literally your guys' call could be to let them shove in the river or shove in the wave, and then like don't stop it here, like let it come up here, it's fine, because you want these two to go back to base, because by the time when Peridian spawns and he runs straight down here, you run here, Yasuo will be most likely running mid, and then we have a numbers advantage here. Because look, Peridian and Yasuo just spawned, but we have Kled, we have Grant getting, will be able to get here first, so you guys could have even communicated if you're going to try to engage to wait for him to roam down here. This is all way too rushed. This is where the game slowly starts going in their favor though. And we have unfortunately 2 kills on the Nasus right now. So Alex's life is rough right now. And remember, always at 10 minutes you guys should be talking about Herald as well. You guys in the 3rd game do a really good job. The other 2 games, you guys really didn't talk about it until like 16 minutes in the game. I don't care if you don't do it. I just want you guys to get in the habit of always talking about it, because it is a very big advantage of getting that, especially if we get plates. Again, we're starting the 2 versus 2 way ahead of Central. Like you guys really need to do a better job of slowing down so we're not wasting Central's time and you're not wasting each other's time too. This is perfectly fine if you're here and they kind of pinch on you, because he can come surprise right over the wall, and he has like 30 seconds on his ult. So, and we have good vision right now. Like we should also again just be relaxing until his ult's up, because it's almost up. You're rushing too much. When we're behind, it doesn't mean we have to like force shit. Like this, your ult is way too early again. Look where he's at. It's like the same distance as the last time. Just chill out. Let them fucking walk up. There's ward here. That's perfectly fine. And there's ward here. He can come over the wall and then throw his ult when it's up. So now we wasted like 20 seconds of his time, and Alex actually dies for this because he stops the TP. So you guys just gotta be more patient. Let the gank set up itself. And if you guys are, yeah, if you're standing at a turret like this, you're crazy. Just take the damn plate. Let Peridian get the plate and then get out of there. Guys made, like in the early parts of this game, plenty of just mental mistakes of rushing, basically, when we didn't have to feel rushed. Their late game is better than ours, but it still doesn't mean you guys have to like force and rush things. So just flying through here. We see Nasus is 3-0, so he's massive Trinity Force, and he's got the Glacial Shroud. Everyone else is relatively fine. We're ahead mid lane because of the kills, a little bit behind in jungle because of the KP. Top lane's behind, so we're relatively weak overall as a group right now, but that's fine because team fights we have so much crowd control that we can stack things. So let's take a look here. Come on, thing. So I understand that you are wanting to clear because you don't have a reason to go back right now with just your 300 gold. Let's see what happens. Okay, I don't really blame you for this one. I was gonna say it would have made more sense to go to Dragon since we know they did it, that there might have been a pink, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So not really your fault there. You're just going to go clear wards. So now you guys have really good vision control up here. This is where we do get a kill, I believe. I don't remember if he kills Alex back or not. But we use both of our ults kind of at the same time. So remember, we need to communicate when we're using that stuff. So now we're getting the Herald. So we talked about it probably around 14:30 this game instead of 10 minutes. So it's a little delayed, but good job nonetheless getting it. So now we need to just talk to each other. We just did a fight top. I'm looking at the wrong side. So we have almost 2k for Central, so he needs to go back. Everyone needs to be aware of that, so we just relax right now. Because you guys are down only 2.5k, that's not a huge deal. It's a lead, but it's not something insurmountable. Especially since we have Herald right now too. We can get a turret. You guys lane assignments, there's bottom, mid, and mid, top, top, bottom. I think we should have dropped, you should have rotated bottom and dropped the Herald with Alex here. But I think it almost gets it, so I guess it's not that bad. The only reason I was saying that is because we look at their vision compared to ours. We have no fucking clue where their whole team was. We have 1 ward down, 2 wards down, that's it. This camp is up as well, so it lets us know they're probably on this side somewhere, or Jarvan most likely is. So I think bottom would have been guaranteed turret, but I mean that barely missed, so it's not really bad. Oh, I remember why you have him top, because he thought he could fight him, but he didn't realize how strong Nasus was. So now Dragon's coming up here. We should be tracking that Nasus has TP, so we can try to... This is the fight, I believe, right here. So, yeah, this is the fight. Look at that turret right now. So, Caitlyn and the turret right now, we don't have... You guys are... I know you got taunted, but you guys focus Galio way too much in this game. Like, just hit the damn turret. You guys started this 5 versus 3 too. You got a 5-man knock up too with the Galio ult. And now you're alting Galio too. Like your guys' focus in the early parts is really bizarre to me. So again, just hit someone, Peridian or Grant, just hit the turret right now. And I wasn't sure why you did that and then flashed away, because you still could have killed him before you flashed the Jarvan stuff. Let's look at him. He has 59 hit points. You just auto him one time, he dies. I was really curious why you actually ulted in and then didn't auto and then flashed out. I know he was a reason why, but you still could have autoed, I'm pretty sure, and then try to flash like this way or something out of his knockup. But it was just a really sloppy fight, and then just got worse and worse. That's why we targets and then noticing that objective was one hit is insane. So now they have a 5k gold lead out of nowhere when they should not have. We should have easily won that fight, at least going even, plus getting the objective. So remember, like our focus needs to be way better in the early parts of the game because we basically engaged on Galio twice there for no reason. So now the Nasus is out of place. This is good. So now Dragon's up. Right now we see two of them top. Um, one of you should just automatically be going bottom lane and grabbing this wave already. And you can even have the other person go mid to grab this wave because Nasus is dead now and these two are top. So immediately you can just make this a two-man objective and then take care of wave management quicker. So Grant goes, well, he kind of goes. See, we should have had, Grant should have been here, Protean could have been running here, and you two could have easily done that dragon at that point. This is your guys' really good macro call. This is also why I was referring to doing the wave management ahead of time, because if they try to do something like this, you guys already have the wave there, and you guys end up getting two turrets off of this because they're crazy. And Grant had a nice ward there so he could stop their backs. And then we go into denying their jungle, which is good. But once you guys get a big kill like that Nasus, you can immediately think of one person or multiple people looking for wave management right away if you know they can contest, and we saw two people on the top of the map. So that's already three people away from Dragon. And Central does a good job with smites, generally. He stole Baron this game, I believe. So just think of wave management and like doing more with your time whenever you guys have an advantage. And again, like wave management top right now, we need to be on top of it faster because we're just losing experience in gold right now, and we're the team that needs that more than anything. Luckily, this Yasuo kind of gets out of line, and we get a kill off of it. And their response was delayed. They kind of were trying to chase to it. They should have been just trying to reestablish vision around Baron. Shoving mid-wave and then rotating the Baron just to make sure they got vision back. So now we have a man advantage again. Just doing wave management, that's fine. We need to talk about TPs right now. We have TP, Nasus doesn't, but he almost does. Get another pick. It turns into too long of a fight, and this is where we, again, we're focusing the Galio. I understand you guys are looking for a pick, but you guys have really low damage with Sejuani Nautilus when he's a support. So you guys have to really take that stuff into consideration. So we see Jarvan right now as well. We see Caitlyn right now as well. Like, I understand what you guys are thinking, but you guys don't have damage. It's literally just Kled. So this is another time where we're focusing the Galio when we needed to just be chilling out. We even used the alt on, like a key alt onto him. We used two key alts onto him. So this is where I was referring to, like our focus was really poor this game. See, just imagine if we had our alt for that, we would have crushed them in this team fight, and we're down 5k. Because it was a 5 versus 4. Nasus was just chilling bottom the whole time. And now we got still got good vision control. Baron, Dragon's coming up. Topside jungle's up right now. So now we need to realize though that we do not have TP on Alex, which he did call out, and they do have TP on the Nasus. So this again, where wave management on the side lanes is lacking. On always in one lane, there's always one lane that's just sitting there for by itself doing nothing. We need to be taking care of this stuff right away. And this goes back to us like our damage right now. Like I don't really think that was the right call. We should have rotated someone top for wave management and maybe try to trade the top turret for the dragon instead of trying the Baron play there. We just don't have damage. You guys have to look at your damage. Like they have a mountain right now and their damage without the Nasus, because he just gets there now, is kind of lacking too, because it's just Caitlyn. This is where Central steals it, I'm pretty sure. See, that was a good ult this time, Mystic, because of who we're trying to target him from being able to smite. Because this guy doesn't even smite if I'm not mistaken. So it's at 699, 644, and you smite. So he never even smited, and he's one level below you. And I'm pretty sure he could have smited at the 699 if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong though. So this is what I was talking about too. Like this could have been what our objective was, is basically you two diving this bitch, and then you guys have so much CC and tankiness that you can prolong the 3 versus 4 just enough, because these two will kill her in 2 seconds. So this was like the start of us doing target focusing properly. So now, yeah, immediately, because our wave management isn't as strong right now as well, we had less of a macro play afterwards. We get the dragon, but if we had the wave management top already taken care of, which we should have, then we would have got the turret and the dragon. The top turret is what I'm referring to. Because I'm pretty sure Alex does damage to the turret, but I think he backs up. I might be wrong. So we could have got 2 turrets then, and the dragon. So that's why we guys always gotta immediately look to wave management no matter what. If someone isn't moving to it, I don't give a fuck. Just go move to it. The only person that should not be going to take care of wave management is Central if it's in bottom lane when Baron's up, or Mystic in general. Because we need Mystic to be out there getting wards and working on the vision control. Which you guys, if you look at the vision scores right now, like their jungler has a lot higher vision score than Central, but we're winning basically in every other category except for tied mid lane. So again, you guys are 5 manning top. We still should have someone here getting ready to shove this to rotate, because it's going to hold someone here too. Like that's the importance of this. It's going to hold someone here to get this, and then we get to rotate first. So wave management, we can see where Nasus is, and he does not have TP now. So you guys have a big advantage. So if you can get someone here to push, have someone here, now you guys are 5 versus 3. This is why wave management's crucial, because you can freeze them in the lane even just for 5 extra seconds, and you get to rotate first. So got to take care of wave management, because now they're just going to shove mid wave on us. We get the turret, which we would have got anyway, but then now we're losing experience and gold, and it's going to shove all the way to our side of the hit the turret. Turret's up too long. So this is where we actually have opportunity to win. There's no reason for us to dive right now. Just take the damn turret. Like we don't need to fight. Just take the turret and the inhibitor for free. Like this is where you guys get excited. Look how much gold we have too. We have like 6,000 gold in our pocket. Take the turret and the inhibitor, then reset, and then go push the other two lanes. Like this is foolish of trying to do this. There's no reason to do this. Free stuff. Reset. Boom. Nasus is held here now because he has to stay with the super minions. He doesn't have TP. Now we can one person here, four of you guys here, and then he can rotate. You guys would have already been out of the base basically after your purchase if we didn't do that fight. So now, yeah, blue buff's up, red's in a minute. We don't have to worry about top side at all for a while because Baron's not up for at least a minute plus because of the timer and the inhibitors down. So this is when we should have four people in the opposite lane because it makes it harder for them. Whoever has to hold these supers, it makes it harder for them to rotate this whole way, especially since he doesn't have TP. We could have Alex in the mid lane shoving this because he has TP, and he can even walk it even further up if he wants, as long as you guys are staying balanced. This is part of you guys being balanced now, these supers that are coming. So you guys go middle, I'm pretty sure here, and it's a mistake. You need to pull them apart, like drag them apart from the supers, and then you can chill out until they have to respond to the supers. You don't even need Baron right now. You have supers. So I'm pretty sure we end up getting this turrets, and then we rotate the mid or something along those lines. Like right now, you're doing it perfect. But I'm fairly certain we rotate for some reason, or we overstay or something. I don't remember. This is what you guys should be doing right here. This is perfect. I'm fairly certain you guys rotate, yeah. This is not correct. Because now you're making their 5-man group a lot easier to connect with each other. You should just literally the Yasuo can't 1v1 Grand at this point. Just let them fucking stay in the lane together. And then we just let the Galio poop on us and Jarvan poop on us. You guys had the right idea at first, but your whatever the call was to rotate over to Grant was wrong. It's the same thing we talked about in the second game too, where like Grant's the strongest one on our team right now. It's perfectly fine if he's in a lane by himself as long as you guys are balanced and you guys have these fucking supers. So you have 6 teammates right now. So you guys just need to slow down and not try to. You don't have to rotate to him. You can do 4-1 here easy because he's the strongest one on your team too. So now and this is the turning point of the game. We should be winning the game in the next 5 minutes. Instead, this game gets stalled out extremely long because of they have to respawn to the supers, obviously. But this game should have been by 35 to 37 minutes in the game. We should be ending the game, but we made that mistake, which is fine. We're gonna make mistakes. We just have to learn from them. So both games tonight, when we had Baron or we were pushing hard, we should have had our strongest member basically split. And on top of that, we had our super minions. So we had the 6 teammates. So slowing this one down. I think the Galio just knew he was going to die there, so he just ran to you guys, which was honestly smart on his part. So again, we have 5 versus 4 and supers. You guys should be in the bottom lane. You should all be in the bottom lane now. Because it's going to be 5 versus 3 if they don't respond to the supers. Because you guys have a full 40 seconds whenever he dies. So you guys should be not in the mid lane again. You should be in the bottom lane and letting the supers be part of your team. And you honestly could do the 4-1 split right now because of the stupid Baron buff. So again, we're melees don't need to be at the turret. And that's 2 kills for free. So your guys, a big hole that we're seeing right now, just in whatever our shot calling is when you guys have the advantage, especially if you have this, split them up. Melees don't need to be on the turret either, especially if they have someone as strong as this Caitlyn. Look at this Caitlyn's items. She's fucking insane. So split them up. Same thing you would have done that we were talking about. Put the bigger group down here so it's further away from the stack and they're the guy who has to respond to the supers. And then you can put Alex here because he has TP, or you can put Grant here because of fucking he's the strongest member of our team right now, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, it literally came down to two mistakes, like uh, two decisions that were, or I guess three if you want to count that mid lane battle, where we didn't kill this turret, and then we were focusing the Galio. So when we had the advantage, like you guys did a really good job. Central made a nice steal on the Baron. You guys started team fighting really well. You got this inhibitor. You should not have engaged. You should have just went turret inhibitor reset so you could continue the pressure a lot quicker too, resetting, spending your gold. They had death timers still on, I think they had one death timer still. That's why you guys ran down this way and got this. You guys just need to a take the objectives when it's you have the man advantage. Just focus on the objectives. If you're melee, which in this case we have 4 people and their entire team's there, melee's back off. Just create a line so they can't engage onto Peridian as easily. So he can take the turret. He's really strong too. Him and Grant are really strong in this game. So you guys, that point, whenever we do have an inhibitor down, you guys need to learn to pull them apart from the stack. If it's the mid lane turret or the mid lane inhibitor, obviously it's not going to matter as much from what I'm saying. But if it's ever the side lane turret first, you want to pull them on the opposite side. So this one was down. Our 4-man stack should have been here, and then our strongest person at the time was Grant. He should have been here because he's going to get matched by Yasuo, and Yasuo could not fight him still, not yet because of the items. He didn't have GA at that time and all that. So, um, and then yeah, just like again the turret positioning, just letting them basically get a flat. Like you guys, this is why you guys need to track his flash and the entire game, not just laning phase, because he has that flash taunt there, and you guys got just pooped on. So there were some key points of this game. You guys did a really good job of coming back into the game, so you should be happy about that. Just our shot calling once we get into um, a common theme with us since we were on the other squad is when we are down early and then we come back, we get so excited that we don't just consider slowing down and taking the easiest objective and easiest path to win. You guys started talking about that a lot in the second and third game, and that's why you guys did win those games. You made those games clean. Whenever I say make a game clean, it doesn't mean your time has to be lower. It just makes it the smartest way possible of winning. So it's easy on you guys, and it's just there's nothing the other team can do, especially when you have a big lead. So you still did a good job in this game. We just made like 3 crucial mistakes, 3 team fighting or positional mistakes as a group. So we'll continue to work on that.